refrain. Men are very reckless. We cannot want to be to fake being reckless. Men are very reckless, and we're here to create order and to calm things down as females. We're not here to promote and to hype up and to cheer on their stupidity. Hi, thank you for watching my video and welcome to my channel. My name is Sister Oz. I am a student of life and social psychology. I'm very passionate about wellness as well as especially emotional, spiritual and physical wellness. In this channel, what I try to do is to break down social contrasts, analyze them. Are they helping us? Are they hindering us? I break through a lot of and break down a lot of controversial conversations and I'm breaking them down in parts, because this conversations like these cannot just happen once. So I have a variety of these conversations. Today I'm going to be talking about femininity and womanism, or being a woman. Because let me not use the word womanism. Being a woman, what does it really mean to be a woman? And I need to make a disclaimer that I'm gonna come across as being very partial and very non-PC in this conversation, because I'd like to deal with womb holders so that we deal with the natural essence of what it is to be a woman. Because in order for us to really get back to understanding ourselves again, we need to tap back. When we're tapping back, we're tapping in. We're tapping in, and by tapping in, you're tapping into your natural self. And your natural self functions within your natural body, your physical body. And your physical body functions, no matter how you dislike it or like it, functions in its science. Every month I know that I'm gonna see my omegas as a woman. No matter what, without the help of chemicals, I am gonna see my omegas. So I would like to talk to these kind of things. I want to understand why. I want to highlight that the strength of a woman. I thread carefully with the word strength, because strength, it seems like it's a dichotomy. Strength and maybe cannot mean physical strength, but I digress. The value, yes, let me use the word, the value of a woman, and who is woman, and taking it back without the man, without anything, just me as a woman, the entity. I would like to preface this by saying that I'm traditional in my viewpoint, and I'm very, not in the political sense, but conservative. And I am very, not in the popular culture sense, spiritual. And in my role as a spirit person, spirit worker, earth worker, my role is to work in unison with nature. And I know the laws of the universe, not only by being told by my elders and those who have messages to share like I do, but through my own experience, I realize that everything functions in duality. Everything is there's polars, there's negatives and there's positives. There's like yin and there's yang, and there's all these things. So in order for, and there's a beautiful sister said it. If I as the woman am the electrical socket and the male is the electrical plug, when we come together, electricity comes. Beautiful sister Erica Leshai, love her. She said it beautifully, and for me it just it was like an it is true. It is true. Us as women are the receivers. And there's power in all the circuits that we have. But without the plug, we're just standing there. So right now I'm trying to understand, and I'm trying to talk about what is the beauty in being a woman. Because what I see right now is a lot of people have when we talk about femininity, we just talk about the fake hair that we use, the makeup, and the jewelry, the fashion, like the extrinsic things about what it is to be woman. What about the intrinsic? What is the agenda around just centering femininity around sexuality and beauty? And I don't mean sexuality in the procreative sense. I mean sexuality in the masculine sense of just using sex for pleasure. When there's a whole energy, a life-creating energy around that. And because we are focusing so much on the aesthetics, we lose the essence of what it is that we're walking around. I did not walk around with the Black woman is God message for it to be watered down into just a sex positive, sex liberal, and all these things that women are playing themselves out to be under the guise of being feminine or celebrating femininity. Evolution and whoever we've chosen to be doesn't delete the reality of who nature chose us to be, and that is our superpower. And we should refuse, and we should see red flags whenever agendas or popular culture attempts to disturb that. My argument in trying to see and have Black women in the table is not for Black women to want, or not women. And I'll talk for Black women because I'm a Black woman. Black women, for me, as the mother natures and the earth, and I feel like I divorce the word queen because it's overplayed, and it's overplayed by people who are not even exemplifying queenness. And we haven't had the conversation of what it is to be a queen. If there's all these queens around, I choose to be Mother Nature. I choose to be Mother Nature because I gave birth to two human beings. That nature gave me the pleasure above all human beings to give birth to them and to nurse them to life and to health, and to make sure that I am in tune enough before we had the television and Pinterest and everything. I relied on my mother to take care of me with her wisdom from her mother and her other people who've given birth, and wisdom being passed down generationally on how to do this. And when you're old enough, then I'm realizing it now because I'm so centered, is that you hear these messages. Earlier today, I was washing, there's like a concrete surface next to my sink, kitchen basin. I was washing dishes, and I just finished exercising, and I was still wearing my workout clothes. So, and a message came to me. It said, every time you are against this, you should wrap around something, because I felt cold. So I feel like we should not water down the true essence of what we were given as our superpower, all in an attempt to try and... Somebody just walked in. All in an attempt to have gainless, because I feel like, and we all are different as human beings, but for me, I don't think that there's any there's any honor in misusing your womb and your private parts, and especially if we're doing it like without responsibility. If we understand that we as women, you would like to celebrate your sexuality or your sexual liberation, you know what, and you want to just have that so-called whole phase, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. It's very important. Keep it to yourself and have that with yourself. That's the relationship that you will have with yourself. Don't be proud about having that, because whether we like it or not, and because whether we like it or not, let me not go on my tangent. I was about to go on a tangent. Whether we like it or not, we who want to deal with men are still very traditional. Most heterosexual men are still traditional, especially African men. I'm in Africa. Are still traditional, and it's sad that we want to force our men to water down their masculinity just so that they can make way for our toxic femininity. It's not femininity that we're seeing making the rounds. It's not, and I'm here to talk to that. What femininity is what was so-called backward. The thing right now that we have is a voice to actually voice out when we have the ability economically to say, when I'm uncomfortable, I want to deal with this discomfort. It's up to you to work it out with the person that you're with, that is in relations, like family relations, in a marriage, or and the divorce is a very it's something that economically it's we can have a conversation about that on another day, but we can have the power to choose to walk away when women back in the day couldn't, from toxic situations. So my point right now is to say that I'm begging that we look closer into what is flying around as being feminine, as being femininity. We can have our whole phases, but keep it to ourselves and take protection, wear protection, take contraceptives, let's not have children that we're not going to take care of in our whole phase, because at some point you're going to be tired of the whole phase and you want to settle down. Don't keep evidence, don't keep proof. That's why I said keep it to yourself, because children are the proof, diseases are the proof. That means you be responsible. So if you want to drink, let's refrain. Men are very reckless. We cannot want to be to fake being reckless. Men are very reckless, and we're here to create order and to calm things down as females. We're not here to promote and to hype up and to cheer on their stupidity. Men mature much later than we ladies. Let's not perpetuate our maturity and perpetuate or put a slow a sleeping pill or morphine drug that numbs. My man's phone, can you believe it? He left his phone here and it's uncharged. It's and doesn't have a code, but I don't care about that. I don't care. I'm not those kind of women. But anyway, I digress. My point is, ladies, let's not want to be swayed away from our, and I'm talking to womb holders, from our natural womanness. Let's remember who we are. And if you're really genuine with yourself, you won't rely on any religion. You will rely on yourself. Because these messages, the world is a great place right now. It's no lies. The Buddhist message is no lie. And I will make a video right after this one on the importance of religion and spirituality. I'm not religious, and I'm not popular culture spiritual, because I do my shadow work. So I can have a conversation about Lucifer, Baphomet, and the devil, and Satan, Hades, and all the others without thinking that they're going to possess me. I had a stage of thinking that I was a witch, celebrating womanness and all the things that made us women. Because that is our realm as women, the spiritual realm, the religious realm. Like, that conversation is where we just shine. We shine. So let's refrain from looking at men. Jesus is a man. Why you gotta look up to a man in that way? If maybe Jesus had a wife, maybe. But I'm not here to challenge it. I respect every religion because they're doing proper good works for the world that we need. But I'm just saying, because of us losing our crowns while thinking that we have them and stepping off of our thrones, our superpower and our inheritance given to us by the earth is being hijacked. Mostly by men, toxic men. Thank you for joining my video. I'm very passionate about this conversation, and I'm passionate about mental health because this thing talks to things that the conversations that I try to have are very uncomfortable conversations because they talk to mental health, and us as a Black community need some form of mental health. And I think, as opposed to, I'm here to say, as opposed to reparations first, I think primarily we could argue mental health services free for every Black person internationally. But I'm done. I digress. So I just had the conversation about what it is, the value of actually being a woman in this time, and why we need to move closer to that because it's a very important role. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what your thoughts are about this conversation in the comments section, and I will please like my video, dislike it if you don't like it, and let me know in the comment section why you don't dislike it. I love feedback. Feedback is my thing because it helps me be a better person. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. I need to grow my channel. Help me grow my channel. Thank you.